How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to NRL Fantasy Analysis. We're going to be going through our second last review of our teams and where we're at here, and a really good week for the People Score. We actually ended up with just over 1,100 with 1,104 and a round rank of 621, which puts us 220 overall. And it could have been a lot better if we decided to go with Munster over Garrick, but yeah, I suppose we thought, and everyone in the world thought that Manly had absolutely smashed the Dogs, but they put up a bit of a fight and they didn't really go out to the left that much. A lot of it through the middle. So, yeah, completely fine. We could have probably been ranked, well, definitely in the 100s there, but still a great week overall. You know, gaining 150 ranks and being just over 500 the week before. So, really well set up, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with all the players this week. Sounds like there's going to be a bunch rested. It looks like we might see a Moses Papali'i, maybe like a Murray Cook, these type of players rested, and there's no reason why, especially Murray and Cook, these kind of guys should play because they're already going to be up against the Panthers anyway, and they're going to need to be really fresh without Latrell to try and beat those Penny Panthers. So, thankfully, in our squad here we have at least 19 playing. Didn't get any injuries this week. My team hasn't fared as well, but having 19 possible players is going to be really cool. Maybe 20 with Averillo being half a chance. Blake Taft might even come in and play fullback with Latrell out. So I think we'll be able to get 17 on the park this week. But yeah, 1,104 last week was incredible. I only really had Schuster that had a bit of a low one, and Garrick really. And then everyone in the top sort of 500,000 would be having Teddy for sure. I think you would have, they wouldn't be in the top few hundred if you didn't have Teddy in the last month with how good he's been going. So we really only missed out on Verrills' score of 68. So I suppose, again, a lot of the top guys wouldn't have been playing him just for the fact that they'd be having 17 pretty strong players. Unfortunately, decided to potentially loop Walsh instead of Verrills. Otherwise, we would have been able to take that score. But is what it is. When you captain the best possible player this week with Trbojevic and had DCE as well, 93. DCE is someone who's a little bit less owned than a lot of others. Same with Hughes, for example, with 62, and Murray and Ramian kind of being some of the lower ownership guys, as well as sort of Ponga. Moses with his 56, and Jackson and Cook been really solid in the 60s. So, yeah, really, really good week for the People Squad, and just got one more week to go. If we can get in the top 200, that'd be pretty cool. I think we'll be able to get 17 on the park. We'll obviously have to wait until team lists in a couple of hours there. But yeah, a great situation for our team, and really happy with how we've gone this year. I wouldn't have expected to be this low in the rankings for sure, but here we are at 220. So we'll move to my team now. And not as good, but actually picked up 940 this week, so 160 odd less than the People Squad there, and sitting at a overall rank of 1,614. So the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks haven't been good for us at all, even though I did keep a bunch of trades. We obviously got pretty unlucky for a good few weeks there with all those injuries and suspensions, and you can see them all sitting on my emergencies now with CHN, Dewey, had Tamalolo, Crichton still sitting there. So obviously Angus should be able to come back. I think it'd be smart for him to get a game in leading into the finals, and then still being a chance of the top 4, I believe. So, he should be able to come back, which will be ideal. But with a few other restings, like I'm not sitting there with Cook and Murray and these types of guys, but it'd be interesting to see if Harry Grant plays, if Teddy plays. Who else? Fafita should be right. Payne Haas should be okay. Yeah, Papali'i we might lose too. So hopefully we get Averillo back for one, but I'm expecting a pretty tough week for my team, and just hopefully we stay in the top 2,000 now. It's just, sitting at 700 rank a month ago, and to lose plenty of rankings from there when I actually had a bunch of trades left is pretty annoying. But it's one of those, this team compared to the People Squad, just a lot less, valued a lot less than the People Squad there, which hasn't allowed me to get 18, 19 good players. Like it's probably end up with about 17 and a half, a player there like a Verrills who is averaging better now, but it's like a 40 average player as like my 18th man. So just more about the management through the year, and we'll improve from that coming into next year for sure. But I suppose the biggest thing is we'll do a nice overview and analysis of how each of the two teams went, and what we can do better in both of them next year, and obviously try and win with the People Squad. So yeah, and then like losing Manu this week was really tough with the 48. Grant with a 39. It was a slow one there. Obviously, Foggs was really, really good, but having to play Walsh was a tough one, and missing out on Navarillo. I had him in there in the third interchange position. So yeah, 16 players and a few lower scores, and obviously losing Manu this week is going to make it a bit tough. But we'll obviously find out the rest come team list, and we'll be interested to see if there's a few teams sitting there with like 10 players playing this week, and hopefully that's the case. So we have a few teams with 14, 15, 16, and maybe the people squad can end up in that top 200, which will be pretty cool. But I suppose that's all I got to say, guys. There's obviously not a lot we can do at the moment, with the majority of people having 0 trades. If you have any left, go out and use them. Remove those guys that are going to be rested, or who are suspended, like Latrell, for example. And good luck to anyone who finishing off their head-to-head finals in this coming week in the final one. And it'll be a tough one to manage for sure. Hopefully you have a couple of trades. Tough one to manage with all the restings for sure. But as always, guys, hope you enjoyed this one. We'll catch you in the next one when we go through those team lists, which will be a bit of a fun one to go through. See you, team.